us off and open it up to John.
Yeah, I just want to say congrats to Central Florida. They're an extremely talented team. This was a difficult matchup for us. We knew going into the game, I knew going into the year this would be a difficult matchup. Their style of play, every single one of their strengths is our weaknesses with their style of play. They were able to take advantage of us offensively when we were in man and when we were in zone. I thought we did a good job on the glass, rebounding in the first half. They out-rebounded us in the second half, and it's not an exceptionally good three-point shooting team. They only shoot 24% at the arc for the season, and they shot 50% tonight. Their looks were wide open due to our mistakes in our different defenses that we used against them. But this was, just knew it was a difficult matchup for us from the get-go. This is a team, Central Florida, where they've had multiple double-digit deficits and have come back to win this year. So I think she's a fantastic coach, and she's made her money at Florida, and the head coach at Murray State is doing a great job. I mean, they've played a tough schedule as well, but like I said, at the end of the day, this is a very difficult matchup for us. And I mean, if you play this team at the beginning of the year, it's still a difficult matchup. If you play this team at the end of the year, it's still a difficult matchup. I will say this, there's a handful of teams in our conference that have that same speed and athleticism, and that will play us in a similar fashion. So it will help us eventually. Our preparation will be better the next time around, especially by me.
Let me start with that, if you don't mind. Coming off that big win over a nationally ranked Dayton team, do you feel like the focus and prep of the team was where it needed to be for this game?
It was a completely different prep for this team as it was for Dayton. I made a point to not talk about Dayton after that. We had the day off afterwards, but was our focus there? Yes, our focus was there. Our follow through and execution probably wasn't the best due to a handful of nagging injuries, due to us not being able to replicate that speed in practice to go against it, and that's what hurt.
It seemed to me that this is one of those where when they were scoring, that really helped their defense because it allowed to set up the press. So it kind of was incumbent on your defense to stop them so you'd have a better time offensively. Am I oversimplifying? Or
No, when we were able to get a defensive rebound, we had more success, and obviously that got us to a lead. And then when we could not get consecutive stops in the second half and were creating some unforced turnovers as well, it allowed them to have more possessions in the second half than what we wanted to. So anytime you shoot 32% to somebody who shoots 50% in the second half, it's not going to go in your favor.
will you talk a little bit about the turnovers, knowing that they're pressing and putting pressure on you? The number is going to be higher than normal. Still a dissatisfactory number to you?
They forced 23, we had 22, so they got exactly what they wanted, but their points off turnovers was 23 so about 40% of their points. I knew we were going to have several today. It's just not a good matchup for us. We knew it, like I said, but I was really hopeful that we would be able to stay disciplined in the second half and not turn the ball over. And unfortunately, our unforced turnovers were the backbreakers. A couple of illegal screens, a couple throwing them just literally out of bounds were difficult to swallow.
Will you talk also a little bit about their offense? Because, in the same way that you've got to stop them defensively to keep them from setting up the press, once they started getting those baskets and it's set up, it allowed them to set up the press. It seemed kind of like it's kind of a landslide running down a hill. You see where I'm driving here? It's when they are scoring, it helps fuel their defense.
Yes, yes. That is very simplistic. simplistic way to put it, but that applies that to anybody. But their pressure defensively made us dictated our tempo at the offensive end, and it forced us into doing things faster than what we wanted to. And as I said, we were unable to create that type of tempo and being rushed in practice in preparation for this game.